Donald Trump's former White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, has finally been hit with a subpoena by the United States Department of Justice Special Prosecutor Jack Smith. And in fact, the subpoena was actually issued back in January, but the public did not find out about it until this week. The subpoena, much like the one against former Vice President Mike Pence, seeks documents and testimony from Mark Meadows in connections with the attempts by the Trump administration and Trump campaign to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Now, here's why this is so important. Mark Meadows was at the epicenter of all of this. He was the guy. He was the immediate intermediary between Donald Trump and everybody else involved in this scandal. Nothing happened that didn't get run through Mark Meadows. That, of course, is why this is so important, because if you can get Meadows, you can get Trump. If, of course, it all ties back to him, right? We cannot assume guilt on any party at this point, right? That is how the legal system works here in the United States. You probably disagree with me. I know I've got my personal opinions on it, but we cannot assume that Donald Trump was, pulling the strings on all of this until that evidence firmly emerges. And it would firmly emerge if Mark Meadows cracks. And therein lies the problem, folks, because Mark Meadows is going to fight this subpoena, just like he fought the one from the special grand jury down there in Fulton County, Georgia, trying to claim executive privilege, trying to claim, no, I don't have to do this. And eventually the courts down there said, yeah, you do. These are not privileged conversations. Only the sitting president, by the way, can declare executive privilege, and that is Joe Biden, not Donald Trump, not Mark Meadows. So there is no privilege claim to be made. And I bring up that special grand jury down there in Georgia and the attempts to fight that subpoena by Mark Meadows because it's the same thing. And it will end the same way. Now, don't get me wrong, Meadows is still going to challenge this. I have no doubt about that. But there's something better and easier that Mark Meadows could do instead that actually would be far more helpful. Rather than fighting the subpoena, Mark, you need to have your lawyers call up Jack Smith, the special prosecutor, and say, we want to play a game of let's make a deal. Because Mark Meadows, as I mentioned, you're at the center of all of this. We've seen the text messages, right? The January 6th committee did all that groundwork for us. Your hands are as filthy as anybody else's in this whole thing. But you also have more information than anybody else, most likely. And therefore, you are valuable. That's why you got hit with a subpoena. You can leverage that value to your advantage and possibly get yourself out of trouble. Because that, at the end of the day, is what this is all about. I would rather see Mark Meadows cut a deal where he doesn't get in trouble for anything if it means we get information linking Donald Trump or any other multiple high-ranking officials to this scandal that could result in criminal charges. That's what Mark Meadows needs to be thinking right now, because you are not going to win this fight if you challenge that subpoena. You will have to turn over this information. You will have to testify. You'll probably try to plead the fifth, but you could avoid that with a nice little plea deal. They have the dirt on you, man. Like, they are sitting on all of it. There's only one way out, and that is to strike a good deal and then, of course, roll on everybody else involved. You don't seem to really have a future in American politics anyway, so what do you care if you burn those bridges? You have nothing to lose by cooperating with the DOJ under a plea deal, but you have a lot to lose if you don't take a good deal.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.